Hello, world. Are you ready for a new beginning? Are you ready to rise up from your cages? Are you ready to unbox yourselves? Because you have the opportunity to do so. We have the opportunity to release ourselves if we want to, if we really want to. Now, this video is both going to be a video about us going into the year of the fire horse, because we are in the age of Aquarius, and now we're also entering into the year of the fire horse. We are releasing something old. We are entering into something new, and we are raising our frequencies all over our planet. Yes, I just want to show you that I actually pulled 2 cards tonight, just before this recording, where I'm actually going to talk about what I have been seeing in my visions for the last year, up to this event, and also to show you what it's like to be a seer. Well, but to come back to the cards, I pulled the Tower, number 16, which today is 16th of February, and tomorrow is the 17th of February, which is the beginning of the fire horse. And as you can see, these 2 cards are extremely powerful. We are breaking down the towers, and the towers are being broken down from above, which is kind of like an awakening process, right? We are waking up all over the world. We are connecting to our divinity inside ourselves. We are taking back our powers. We are freeing ourselves. We have so much capacity to release the change and be the change that we want to be in the world, in this world. Yes, I just really wanted you to see the cards that I pulled, which I find them so beautiful. And I'm a little bit nervous to do these readings because I'm not really good at showing myself out in the public. And I'm very bad at with technology, but I know that I have to get out in the public eye to show you what I receive from the Most High, from my ancestors, from my guides, to bring forward. And to dive into this journey of mine, it actually started in the portal, the Lion portal, Lion Gate, 888. That was in August 2024 for me. That was. I had a night of extreme pain. I suffer from migraines, and which is actually caused by nerve damage in my neck, because I had a very huge accident when I was 19 years old, where I also had a very beautiful near-death experience, and was shown by Gaia how beautiful the world is. And well, that's a different story, but maybe I should actually put this in as well. I don't want it to be very long, but maybe you would like to hear it. So it was like when I was 19, uh, I had a riding accident. I have always been very close to horses, more than actually humans. But it was my horse, and I was jumping a fence, and yeah, well, it was an accident, a very big accident, and I was brought to the hospital. It was not like my heart stopped or anything like that. It was kind of like my consciousness kind of separated from my body, um, like kind of a brain death, starting to be a brain death. I of course hit my head extremely hard, and also hit my neck a lot. So I think it was a combination that there is not enough oxygen up to my brain. But I really, and I had suffered from severe amnesia for many years after, and I still suffer a little bit from within my short-term memory. But and that is also why I digress a lot. I'm sorry, but that's just who I am. I have to flow in order to remember what I'm saying. I have to be very intuitive. Yeah. But this, what did I experience in death? It was so beautiful. It was like my soul was rising up from my body. It was hovering above my body down on earth, in this hospital, in this room where I could see that the doctors and the nurses were putting lights in my eyes to see if there was any response in my brain, and I could hear that they were talking to me, and I could see everything going on below me. So I kind of, maybe I was there for like a couple of minutes or something like that, and then it felt like I was being pulled upwards through the ceiling, um, up into the air, and then everything just felt like very beautiful. It was like um, a magical scenery, and all. This is also very important. I was given wings. I'm not sure, because I couldn't see myself in my soul state. Um, I can't tell if I was given wings as a bird. Maybe I was an eagle, or maybe I was given wings like angel wings. I'm not really sure. To be honest, I felt like they were eagle wings, but I don't know. Anyway, I received my wings. I felt like I was given these wings from both Mother Earth, but also from the heavens above. It was kind of like they were the same. They were mirrored in some way. I have seen drawings from from a woman who had some downloads in light language. You can say that, but it was in drawing, and she actually drew the eye from the sky, and then she also drew the inner eye of the earth, which was a reflection of the Most High eye. And this really resonated, because I feel like mm, they were both. It were, I was I was just I was in an energy state of consciousness of both the grid work of Gaia, but also the grid work of the Most High. But I was floating in this state, kind of like a waiting room, or like a question room, more precisely, a question room of asking me, do you really want to leave planet Earth? Are you ready to leave this beautiful planet with all the beautiful sceneries, waterfalls? And I flew across the planet. I saw waterfalls, I saw huge trees, I talked to the birds, I listened to their singing. Everything was so green and colorful and wonderful, and flowers, and the sensation of the sun, and warm rain, and I just felt it all, and it was so beautiful. And I felt that it was, like I said before, like it was a question for me. Do you want to leave your body? Are you ready to leave your senses? And I chose to come back to my body. Um, oh, that's why I'm here, why I'm doing this. Yes, and I also want to say that it felt as if Gaia and the trees, I have a very deep connection to the trees, that she was asking me to stay behind also, because she kind of needed me to translate something. Yeah, so that was a very beautiful experience. And I also want to say that I had no encounters with angels. I had no encounters like with God, or nobody, no humans, no human encounters. There was no tunnel of light. There were only animals and birds, and the vibrations, the frequencies of the trees, and this unconditional love. I just felt this unconditional, pure love, and extreme abundance everywhere. And I felt that I had a mission to come back to my body to explain how beautiful Gaia is, and what she would love to give with this abundance, and that everything is connected within ourselves and within everything. Well, that was my experience when I was 19, and when I came back to my body, like, you can definitely tell that I really remember this. This is very strong in my memory. But when I came back to my body, it was like it was like I couldn't really remember my language. I couldn't even remember people. Like, for instance, my sister came to see me at the hospital, and I didn't even know who she was. So I had to learn language again in rhythms and music. And it was a long way, and I had huge pains. Very much pain. And I also had some, later on, had some extreme encounters with entities, and I kind of shut everything down. I didn't want to do this. I wasn't ready for this, so I just shut down. You are able to do that. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not ready for this. So, yeah. Coming back to the now, more than 20 years later, almost 30. I'm 49, and this, yeah, it's actually 30 years. Wow, I'm so old. Well, um, yes, but in the Lion portal, I had a huge awakening. Like I said, I suffered many, many years from severe pain from this accident, and everything just grew worse and worse and worse. Um, but yeah, what happened here in the Lion portal with this huge awakening was a night of extreme pain, migraines. It kind of feels like I am being electrocuted um, with lightning inside my head. It's like nerve damage. And I do a lot of medicine, and I was trying to reduce my medicine intake. So I hadn't been taking medicine, and I was trying to go to bed, and then it just really started to come in. So what actually happened was that I transcended in pain. Uh, and in this transcendence, I had a council of people coming into me. And at that time, I was in so much pain that I wasn't even able to say, "Go away! I don't want to see you." I was just asking for help, crying out for help, and this is why I have Isis, because Isis was um, the person, this motherly figure who really came in strongly. She came into me, and she was like a mother to me, and she was trying to say, "Oh, sweet, go out and drink some water and drink some milk." And she was very motherly, and she just nurtured me, and she was so sweet. And she actually spoke through my mouth in light language. So she activated my light language through me. Uh, yes. Well, and she also called in other um, guides. And it was a really strange experience, because it was like she called ancestors in from different lineages. And there was this very old man who came in, and it was like he just looked at me, and he was like, "Oh, there's not so much we can do here." And the others were kind of, "We want to fight for her." And yeah, that was my one of the biggest awakenings, and this is where my light language came through. um yes, I actually later had a dream, an epiphany, you could say, that Isis and Mother Mary is the same figure, um, and that the people or the guides that show themselves to us in a form that we are okay with encountering. At this time, I was definitely not into religion. I have always been very interested in mythology, so it was okay that Isis could come through. And she came through. But I later had this dream that, like I said, that Isis and Mother Mary are the same. There are different incarnations in different times. Yes. So Isis was kind of like my mother. I felt she was my mother. She came in and she guided me. She was the first guide to come in. She was my healing guide. She was definitely, yeah, she was so important to me. She is still very important to me in this huge transformation process that I've been through, in this awakening. And then she also activated my light language, which, yeah, the light language actually changed over the months to follow. I always felt that maybe it was just a soul language, but lately I have actually discovered that I channel ancient languages that I've never learned. And that has been quite a mind-blowing experience. But first, I would like to take you back to what happened afterwards. Like, how did my gifts develop after this awakening process? Because at the same time, I was playing around with my light language coming through and doing a lot of pulling cards from different oracle decks and tarot. I began to have some interesting dreams. And this is where I feel like I have a different path than most readers out there, because I'm not really a reader. I'm more like a bridge between realms, as you can say. This is why I chose this word. Maybe I'm an oracle, maybe I'm something else. I'm definitely a mouthpiece for the Most High and for my guides. And it's at a very, it's at a, yeah, it's very important for what humanity is facing. It's kind of like prophecies, some of them. But in order for you to understand what I have been going through, I would like to start with telling you what how my dreams developed into visions. Yes. So the first vision that I had, or the first dream that I had, was you know, the state where you're waking up and you are kind of like still inside your dream, but you're also waking up. You know that you are now being more and more conscious and awake, but you're still in the dream state. And in this dream state, I remember I saw these letters coming out, and as you can see, I tried to draw them. The letters, like they were floating around in the air. They were kind of like glowing. They were actually glowing white with a black background. So it was the opposite here. And then they kind of they flew around and they landed in the combination, so I could see what they were saying. They were saying, feel it out. Feel it out. And they were only letters. They were not spoken. It was very graphic. And the way that they were floating around made me feel that they were kind of like corresponding to a float state. And everything that I was going through with this awakening was supposed to not I shouldn't be trying to figuring it out. Don't figure it out. You have to feel it out, because instead of trying to connecting the dots and understanding it with your logic mind, I had to let go of control. I had to just flow along and feeling it out, and go into my intuition. And that was the first dream, which felt like that was the beginning of a dream that was different. Then I had a dream with then I had a dream where I woke up, and I'm see if I can do this. I was actually asking myself, or asking the universe, who am I exactly in all of this? What is my purpose here? And then one morning, or just before you're waking up, it was kind of like I heard a voice inside, coming from somebody else. It was a very deep voice, and when I woke up, it was kind of like I was supposed to do this. I was supposed to say this. I mean, spoken. But the tone that was coming out was very raw, and it sounded like Akashara, Akashara. At first I was a little bit afraid of the voice, because it felt like somebody was speaking through my body. But then I thought, oh, okay, maybe this is an ancestral voice who are trying to guide me, because I did ask for guidance. And then I tried to look into, well, what does it actually mean? Akashara. I felt like Ra was the sun god, and that corresponded to me having connections to Isis. And then I thought, well, maybe Shah was like Sia in some way, but I wasn't really sure. And I tried to look up the words, what it meant. At that time, I had no idea what the Akashic records were. So I was really wow when I found out that I was being guided to look for answers inside the Akashic records. But actually, I never got around to doing that, because the guides that the people that were actually offering Akashic readings just didn't really feel authentic in some way. So my discernment told me to not go down that road, and ask for more guidance directly from my spirit team. And so I had a new dream, which was, that was different, but because I had been asking, what is my mission? What am I? Who am I? What is my connections to all of this? Of course, I know who I am in the real world and everything, but I felt that they were trying to show me maybe who I have been in a past life and what I'm supposed to do. And then I woke up again with words inside my head that that they were spoken to me inside my dream, also from a man. This time it was from a different man because it was a different male voice, um, mm, more softly. But when I woke up and I took the words into my own mouth, it was just my own voice, and that was also something to think about. The words were I am sorry, I am a prophet. I am sorry, I am a prophet. I am sorry, I am a prophet. And I was actually a little bit confused, to be honest, because I wasn't really sure if I was supposed to channel the the words of a prophet. Like, I had been researching about the Akashic records, and I felt a connection to Thoth and to Metatron, even though I was a little bit, I'm not really so connected to angels, but eventually I healed my connection to the church. And yeah, well, I felt that, yeah, maybe I was supposed to channel the words from Metatron, because he used to be a prophet. He used to be Enoch, but maybe he was saying that, oh yeah, I am the prophet, which I still I didn't really like that idea. I don't want to be a prophet. It's like, it feels a little bit over the top. Uh, I didn't want I don't want to put myself out there and eh, to put myself up on a pedestal. It felt a little bit too, yeah, too much. But maybe that's why the words came in. I am sorry. I am sorry. I'm sorry to that you have to take this task. I still don't know if that is what they're saying to me. But I am definitely a channel. I am definitely receiving messages. So, yeah, and it doesn't really matter, does it? If I'm this or that, or I would like to say that I'm the bridge between realms. Yes, I'm more comfortable in that aspect. Yes, so that were the words I received. That was the 3 first dreams I had, that were quite different from when I normally dream. So I think they were when I say they, I mean my spirit guides and my angelic team, and the Most High, and Isis, and all the ascended masters. They were kind of like guiding me forward to learn more and more and more, and to be more confident in my developing my skills, my gifts. Okay, then I had a dream that was different again. I had a dream where I saw this triangle inside of my head, like when you're dreaming. Well, I'm not really sure if everybody dreams in pictures, but I dream in pictures. Yeah, well, and also I see it's kind of like seeing a film. But yeah, normally I dream like I'm in a film or something like that. But So this is very different when I receive words and without, just like taking out of a context. And this one was also taking out of the context. It was like just this triangle, um beautiful triangle, and it was floating around in space, kind of. And now the background is white, but also again the background was actually like the universe. And then there was this floating triangle, and it had water inside, and it's not really, yeah, you can't really see it, but it was like some parts were very dark blue and some parts were more silvery, with shimmers inside. It's like the lights coming through different layers of the triangle. Um, and then it was also very interesting that it was like, yeah, of course, this triangle had borders around the water floating, but the boundaries, the borders were kind of transparent or kind of non-existing. So it was like the water was just held in or bent in by, I don't know, something, an inner boundary maybe. And it made me think of, yeah, well, this triangle felt like a message to me, um, from the Arcturians, which they are kind of like geometry helpers from a different star system. Yeah, when I say that I feel that, is because I asked my guides to show me who sent me this, and then it actually showed in my feed in on YouTube. Then there just popped up a video about the Arcturians and the geometry, and then I was like, okay, this is from the Arcturians. So yeah, it's actually quite simple. It's not like I actually see the Arcturians, but I also feel the Arcturians in nature, because they are very connected to how do you say it in English? To water nymphs, isn't it? Yeah, and dragonflies. These huge eyes and shimmering wings. Yes. Anyway, the triangle was a message for me, but it's also a message for humanity and for mankind. And so is all of the messages that I receive. It's not only for me, it's also for you. Yeah, that at this time I was playing around with my light language, but I wasn't really confident enough um, to express my voice to others. And this message is about liberating my throat chakra, because the symbol for the throat chakra is a blue triangle. So yeah, I just knew that was about that. And then, but it's also a message about the necessity of having boundaries when you are an empath, because I am a very, very extreme empath. I feel everybody's feelings like they are mine. I can actually feel other people's pain, physical pain. And it's quite difficult. So this was also a message about me having to maintain my own container in some sense and heal my own inner waters, because water is also emotions, and I had a lot of healing to do in order for me to be able to express my voice. I had, yeah, I had gone through a lot of things in my life, and I had to heal them. So as you can see, I have written Michael, blue, protection, and sword and power. I also felt that this symbol was from Michael, who came in at this time to help me. It felt like I was waking more and more up to seeing more guides around me. And after Isis, Michael came in. He was very strong around me, protecting me, letting me sleep beneath his wings, and yeah, very strong protection. And also Michael's light is blue silvery. Yes, and it has to do with taking back your powers, also taking back your, instead of just giving away too much, you also have to give to yourself as well. You have to pour into yourself. You have to take back your powers. Okay, so this was a symbol I received. Enough about the triangle. Then I had, let's see, yes, then I had a dream about a rune. This is the, I think, what's it called again? I think it's Othala or something like that. I had to look it up to see what it meant. I'm very good at researching. Yeah, that's also something that I had to learn when I couldn't really remember a lot of things. I had to thank God for the internet and Google. So yeah, I've become a pit bull researcher when I look for symbols. So it was one of the runes, and I actually bought this rune book to see what it meant. And this rune, well, actually, normally it stands up, but here it was floating like a fish. And I actually felt that it was still connecting to this intuitive float state, and also the watery, but this was the next level, because this rune normally is about ancestral connections, but also about kind of like structure and society. But when it was floating, and swimming like a fish in the ocean, I felt like it was kind of a message that we had to reconstruct our constructions in the world, and make it more fluid, but still have a construction, like a kind of an evolution in some way. And lately I actually found, that's why I'm taking this card in. Let's see. This is the Hanged Man. Very, very beautiful card. I feel that this card is about enlightenment for humanity, and that I am hanging there suspended in between worlds. I am both above and I'm looking down, and I get these flashes of information from the sun, like solar flares. And as you can see in this sea, there are different runes, and you can also see the fish rune, the Atala rune. I think it's called Atala, and it's also floating or swimming like a fish. And there are different runes in it, and the runes that I really that is very close to the sun is the rune of let's see if I can point without. So you see, this rune is Manas, which is the rune for mankind, and this rune here is Dagas, which is the rune for enlightenment. So it's like we are entering into a new timeline where humanity is going to be enlightened. We are going to have different perspectives, have new perspectives, coming back to Earth. Yes. Okay. I need to talk a little bit about, yeah. Along the way, one of the cards that has been very important to me is this card. This is the Judgment card. And this is also connected to the evolution of man. As you can see, this is like this is Judgment Day, but it's a good Judgment Day. You can see that there is the angels are declaring, step out of your boxes, step out of the matrix, and step out aligned with naked authenticity. You don't have to hide behind masks. You can just step out of your cages. I think it's a very, very beautiful card, and I have been pulling it a lot. And also I want to show you what, because in combination to my, let me see, in combination to my dreams, I also had some symbols coming in writing. So this was a more conscious state of mind, but this is automatic writing or drawing, which means that I close my eyes and then I just let what wants to come through. And this day, two symbols came through, which were very important, both of them. The first symbol, you can see it's almost the same. It has the same, but then again, a little bit different. And I feel that this was, it had to do with frequency and sound, like a divine sound evolving. It is a sound that is playing with its form, and it's, yeah, it's frequency. And then the other symbol that I received, it kind of had different stages. As you can see, it kind of looked like a star in the beginning, but then the last one, I felt that maybe it was a Fibonacci sequence, so I looked it up. Like I said, I'm very good at researching, and it made sense that this is about the flower of life and the star on Earth and humans evolving on Earth, and we are doing it by raising our frequency. And Gaia is also raising her frequency, and so this is like what we are. It was kind of like a prophecy of the future, what we're going into, what we are capable of going into. And when I got this prophecy, it felt so good. It was like I felt connected to everything in the universe. I felt so happy and calm and peaceful. Community, unity, joy, abundance. I felt so good. And the way that it expressed itself, I think it says it all. Yes. All right. I also had, let me see if I can see if I can find it. Yeah. At some point I also had, because I was connecting more and more to Metatron and the flower of life coming through, and I've always felt very connected to 8 and to the infinity symbol. And then it just felt like it was connected, and I drew the 8 and the infinity together, and it felt like the flower of life. And then I drew it like as if it was the daggers. So, and then it felt like it was a cross. It was an ancient cross. It was the first cross. It was an inner cross of light, kind of. And I also drew the clover of hearts. So it's like, and I felt like it was as above, so below, as within, so without, as without, so within. And so it was like this eternal flow back and forth. And I also drew the butterfly of transformation. And in the axe, I felt like I could actually see both the sword and the wand, and it also felt like the ankh of, yeah. And somehow I just feel that everything is connected. And I started diving more and more into Christianity with an open mind, because no doctrines. I just wanted to learn more and more, and I dived into the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and I attended some courses, and I just had some really, really amazing epiphanies. And the more I opened myself to this the higher the guidance, or you can say, because the reason why I also have this card here is because in the beginning I just talked about the sun and Ra. I've always been very connected to the sun, like in science. I followed NASA and been very drawn to their podcasts about how you can actually hear the sound of the sun. And I've always been very drawn to the universe and sci-fi. But I've also been very drawn to the ground. I mean, like animals and coherence and the energies from trees and horses and talking to birds and yeah. So, well, the reason why I want to take out this card is because I bought the decks of Kyle, yeah, Kyle Gray, and I like the fact that it's not like God, it doesn't say God. It has taken me a while to put the word God into my mouth, and also I don't really feel like his name is God. I'm sorry, because there are many gods like Zeus and all of them. It's like he's more than God. Like he's the Most High, and I feel that he's very connected to eagles and to falcons and to hawks like Ra and Horus. And so this card really, really, really spoke to me when it was in this deck, and I pull it all the time. And the most amazing thing is that sometimes when I go out in life and when I know that there will be some difficulties, or I feel that there is some darkness around me and I have some attacks coming up, he actually shows himself to me, warning me about what is coming up. So, and also to show me that I'm actually protected. And he shows himself like this, like an old man with white hair and white beard, and or like a falcon or an eagle or a hawk. And I just know that when I see when I see him, or then I'm being protected by the Most High, and it's so beautiful. I really love it. I feel like I feel like this is my mother and my father somehow. Yeah, my real mother and my real father somehow. I know it sounds a little bit corny. Yes, I think I have kind of gotten around everything I wanted to say. If you're very curious as to the light language that I speak, I suggest that you would go back to some other videos that I made. I have had many downloads from the Most High in mantras. That means that I should sing them. And it wasn't, yeah, it was by accident that I actually discovered that one of the mantras, and then yeah, I sang the mantra, and then I spoke light language afterwards, and then I don't really remember, but somehow I figured out, or by YouTube it suggested that there is actually auto subtitles to this mantra, and that it suggested that it was Amharic language, and that was really, 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 really crazy for me to discover. And I mean, I do feel a strong connection to ancient symbols and languages. I did study literature at university, but I don't really speak. I only speak Danish, English, a little German, a little bit French, and then I had 1 year of Latin in high school many years ago, and I know nothing about Arabian or anything like that. I know nothing, so that I am actually channeling a language is wow, it blew my mind. And I have been kind of trying to research if it's actually possible, because I had this injury in my head. Is it possible that you can actually channel or speak a different language? Uh, but it's not really so obvious. I mean, it it shouldn't. I shouldn't be able to do what I do, and I have no explanation. I, if you're curious, you could go to this. It's Kaurata, the sequence, and then you can put your phone on top of it. I'm not really sure uh, which app you have to use. It was my friend who did it, and then I discovered that yeah, there are some messages inside. I can actually say what I wrote down. Um, it was kind of like, it said, if you were, that is something, and then new scheme, get out of the comfort zone, it said, and then it said 1818, let it shine unremembered, and then it said something about Atokano and the thirst of the Akatoni devotee. Yeah, it was really strange to see that some of the parts were actually a real language. I could also see that it was not, and this is also what I felt when I channeled it. I felt that it was actually different languages in one channeling, and it makes sense because it says that sometimes it says Rayata Anta, which I have looked up, and it means something. It should be from Canada. I think that's a language. Um, and it means something like farming. I am farming, or to be farming. Uh, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I have a very strong connection to the earth, like I said, and to inner earth, and also because I actually I came across a stone tablet. I think it was, I don't remember which side it was, but it was from the Indus Valley, and I think it was the Indian government who asked for people who could decipher this um, this language from the Indus Valley. And I just saw this stone tablet, and I just felt that I knew what it was about. It was a cow. It was a holy cow, and then it had some signs, and I felt that it was just symbols for how you are supposed to plow the inner earth, because you have to follow some specific lines in order to honor the earth, so she would be abundant to you. And I feel that it was actually the cow was a gift from the gods, and it that it was agriculture, and it came all over the world, and it was actually downloads from, or it was reincarnated gods in were giving this to humanity so they could evolve. And now we're coming back full circle, because I feel that we are entering into a new evolution. We have many star seeds on planet Earth, and I also feel that we have an incarnated star, one of the seven sisters in the Pleiadians. Yes, and we are going to have sometimes of difficulties, because when we are entering into a new phase, it might be a little bit difficult for people to release the old systems, to adjust to new way of thinking, which the Hanged Man also represents. Like, normally when you see this card, it looks a little bit different. It shows a hanged man, but I feel that, I'm quite sure actually, that this has to do with the enlightenment from the solar flares, and that we are expanding as humans, and Gaia is expanding, and we are going to liberate ourselves. And we just have to trust the process. Yes, I hope you got something out of it. And please ask me any questions if you like. This was a little introduction about how I actually received my dreams, and how it began. Yes, I wish that you will have a powerful new year of the fire horse, and that you are able to release the old and connect to your inner fire, your inner soul, and find happiness and joy within the new dawn coming.